What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Hello everyone, welcome to TCG Mania, and today we're going to talk about the Narukami starter, Linchu. So, many people are playing Linchu kind of incorrectly, like they just go and snipe the grade 0 starter of the opponents. And, well, to be fair, that's a good choice, but that's not the best choice. So, how the heck should I play with Linchu then? So, to answer that question, I have prepared my presentation. Like I've divide the decision making process into three parts, and it starts with grade 0, grade 1, and then grade 2 or above. Like these are the options that you have when you are using Linchu, a very versatile removal. So let's just get into it. G0 starter, grade 0 starters. So when you're going to retire a grade 0 card, you need to remember these things. Like, how does that help my card game? And is this card a bait? And you need also to consider if you are playing a mirror match. So example is here. Like I've shown you the pictures. I have Conroe, Wingle Liberator, and the bird that is in the bird starter of Great Nature. So the first example, Conroe, like it is a very good card, and if you have the chance, then you must, or like it at least like 90% of times you will try to remove Conroe from the game before it can activate its effects. So Conroe is a very good starter. Like it can search a PG, which helps you to guard your attacks later on in the game. So that's almost 100% best choice to remove when you're facing off an Kagero player. And the next one is Wingle Liberator. Usually if Wingle Liberator is always on the board without being used, without the effect being used, then it's also 80% almost sure it's a bait. And same goes with the Great Nature stuff. So these two cards, what they have in common is like they can be activated without cost, which means it's very easy to be activated in the turn where they can attack, or even in the first turn. If they don't use that card effect, then that's a high possibility that you are being baited to waste your Linchu on them. And the next one is mirror match. So the thing that you need to consider in a mirror match is your grade 2 counter charger, Zuidan. Because without Zuidan, it's very likely that you will lose out in the resource game. So you need to be very mindful of that. So that's all for the grade 0. And then the next one is grade 1 boosters. Most of the time it is the best choice because as we know, like there's only 13 cards in each grade slot, and 4 of them in grade 1 is already placed with perfect guards. So that's with sentinels. So practically you only have 9 cards that can be used as a booster. So like the math, like you do the math, but then like it's a very small chance to get a grade 1 that can be used as a booster most of the time. So it is the best choice. But then you also need to consider again if this is a bait. So the example is Theo and Aquaforce. Why Theo is most likely to be a bait? Well, because Aquaforce has so many cards that have so powerful effects, and Theo is just an 8k vanilla booster, so don't waste your Linchu on this guy. And then the next one is like a hierarchy of which thing that you need to prioritize. So the first thing is effect, which card has the best effect, and the next one is position. So example there is Toolkit Boy. If Toolkit Boy is behind Vanguard boosting it, then you need to remove it because that's a key card for Nova Grapplers. But if Toolkit Boy is on the rear guard side of the back row, then it's not gonna be very influential for the game, so you can just leave it alone. And the last thing is power. But then when you reach this like decision making, but when you already reach like this area, like you need to consider which power is the highest, then it's most likely it's a bait or not even a good deal to be made. It's not even a good deal to be made. So the next thing and the last thing is grade 2 and greater. So it is a good choice against certain decks. So we can say it's very situational. And the hierarchy of priority goes like you need to find which card has the best effect in that deck. That usually cards that have very good synergies. And then the next thing is power, because grade 2 can intercept. So the higher the power is, the more harder it is to get off the board by just attacking. And then the last thing is position. Well, because practically grade 2 is useless if put on the back row, so usually it's always in the front row. So I just put it as like this. So position doesn't really matter. So that's like the last thing that you need to consider. So the best example is Okoforce, because Okoforce relies on Basil and Diamantes as the combo starter. So removing Diamantes or Basil with your Linchu is also a very good thing, because it only takes one counterblast. But then you also need to remember, because Okoforce the Maelstrom, like it can reach its limit break very easy from the self-damagers card. So you need to make sure when you're going to when you're planning to remove Diamantes, you need to make sure that Linchu will be safe the turn when your opponent's turn comes. And then the next example is Tilda in Jewel Knights of Royal Paladin. So she is also a combo piece that allows Jewel Knights to be called from the deck, and it's a very good card also. So make sure that you can remove Tilda before she can activate her effect. So the other thing that I found very interesting is Dreamy Fortress, because when you're facing a Dreamy Fortress Pale Moon deck, well, that's basically a Pale Moon deck. So if Dreamy Fortress is stuck inside the soul for like three pieces of Dreamy Fortress in soul is already a bad thing. So you need all the retiring power as much as you can. So that's where Linchu comes in. And that's all for today's video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I hope you learned from this, and if you like the video, please do like it, and then tell me your thoughts of this video in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.